Truman Ingham, Marjorie City Police Department. What's the middle finger? Is that a certain hand signal that you got to give away?
Just that. Is that why you pulled
Yes,
me over?
driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. Improper hand display.
Improper hand display.
If I have to say it one more time to provide me with the documents, I'm going to place you under arrest.
Under arrest for what?
Get out.
Welcome back to the channel. This is actually my client. His name is Corey Lambert. A couple of years ago at about this time of year, he was driving in Martinsburg, West Virginia. He saw a police car exercising his First Amendment rights to communicate his disapproval and criticism of those police officers. Corey flipped them off, also known as giving them the bird. The police officer driving that police car, Officer Engel from the Martinsburg Police Department, observed that bird, and he immediately turned his car around and initiated a traffic stop of Corey, who was driving his old truck. As directed by the emergency lights, he pulls over to an appropriate location in the parking lot of a furniture store.
23 Martinsburg, I'm going to be 1037. Here in front of the Grand Inn Home Furnishing, West Virginia 28.
24 Martinsburg, 75.
Rather than be honest about the real reason that the officer had pulled Corey over, because he gave him the middle finger, he decided to pretend that Corey was attempting to use a hand traffic signal and had used the wrong one.
Truman Ingham, Marjorie City Police Department. What's the middle finger? Is that a certain hand signal that you got to give away?
Just that.
Just to do it?
Because I want to.
All right, where's your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
Why you pulled me
Driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Is that why you pulled
Yes,
me over?
driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Cannot
I
give me
can.
that.
You're in the middle of a traffic stop. Listen, driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
So you pulled me over?
Improper hand display.
After hearing the officer acknowledge that he was actually pulled over in response to this expression of speech that we call the middle finger, Corey, believing this to be illegal, attempted to remonstrate with the officer, questioning his authority to pull him over and detain him in violation of his First Amendment rights. But at about that time, the other officer that was in the car, Officer Borsequat, walked around the front of Corey's truck, quickly approached the window, and he interrupted the conversation between Officer Ingalls and Corey, stating, "If I have to say it one more time to provide the documents, I'm going to place you under arrest." Mind you, that was the first time that this officer had said anything. By the time Corey could say under arrest for what, boom, they opened the car door, they grabbed him and arrested him. They had never asked him to step out of the car. He had never refused to step out of the car. They didn't give him a chance to step out of the car. I don't think they wanted him to step out of the car. They wanted to pull him out. That was the entire point of what was happening here.
Driver's license,
Improper
registration.
hand display.
If I have to say it one more time to provide me with the documents, I'm going to place you under arrest.
Under arrest for what?
Get out.
Get out of the car.
You're violating my rights. You know that, right?
Get your shit up, pat him down. Slide back here. Kick your feet apart.
That's my constitutional right to do that. That's freedom of speech. What's your name?
Send for a record. Let's go.
You know this ain't gonna stick, right? Is your body cam on? Is it?
In.
Ow, man!
In all the way. Kick your feet apart.
That's my
57 Alpha 146.
Send for a record. Let's go.
2013 Dodge, showing expression 523.9.
No, no, brother.
23 Martinsburg, we'll be 95 with 1. Nah, it's parked here in the parking lot. We'll be fine. He said, no, just because I felt like it, I'm staying on.
After Corey was forcefully shoved into the rear of the police car, Officer Engel then performed a search of the interior of Corey's vehicle. He located nothing illegal. Then the officers decided to leave their body cams on, but mute the audio.
I'm gonna step out. Hey, you got your cigarette?
And they proceeded to stand around, smoke cigarettes, and talk, but we can't hear what was said. At one point, another police car, or police truck rather, pulls up, and there's discussion, presumably about Corey. But because the body cams were still muted, we can't hear what is said. And in fact, these officers kept their body cams muted as additional searches were performed of Corey's vehicle and as he was transported and taken to the police department for processing. That audio should have been on that entire time. Corey was charged with improper hand and arm signals, 2 counts of obstructing police, and no proof of insurance. He was held at Eastern Regional Jail for 3 days and 4 nights on a $1,211 cash-only bond. As a result of the time that he was incarcerated, he ended up losing his job as a truck driver. Then when he had court on these charges, the improper hand and arm signal charge was dismissed. The count of obstructing police and no proof of insurance were dismissed. The way I understand it, after 90 days, the remaining obstructing police charge was dismissed. Corey received no criminal convictions that I can tell as a result of this. But because this is one of these municipal sort of kangaroo courts where they don't even really keep records, from what I can tell, I don't even really know for sure. But the basis for this entire ordeal was this allegation from Officer Engel that he had allegedly violated this hand and arm signals ordinance. And this is what it says. All signals herein required given by hand and arm shall be given from the left side of the vehicle in the following manner, and such signals shall indicate as follows. Left turn, hand and arm extended horizontally. Right turn, hand and arm extended upward. Stop or decrease speed, hand and arm extended downward. That's it. That had nothing to do with this stop. What the stop was really about was Corey gave them the middle finger. That hurt their feelings. Because their feelings were hurt, they abused their authority as police officers to retaliate against Corey. There is federal case law that supports there being a First Amendment right to give the police the middle finger. While there hasn't been a case specifically on that yet, perhaps this one in the Fourth Circuit, there was one in the Sixth Circuit that ruled that giving the police the middle finger is a form of free speech protected by the First Amendment. And that ruling aligns with broader interpretations by the federal courts that gestures such as that fall under free speech protections, unless they constitute fighting words or incite immediate violence, which was not the case here. Basically, there is consistent judicial recognition that giving the middle finger to police officers without additional provocative actions is generally protected under the First Amendment. And that's why here we filed a federal civil rights lawsuit to enforce Corey's constitutional rights against this police department and against these 2 individual police officers. So that lawsuit has been filed, it's pending, and if you want to follow along, you can subscribe here and also at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com, where I will do my best to keep you updated. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.